Welcome to Coding with T, and I'm your host, Tiffany. In this video, we will be using the printf method along with other converters, such as integer converter D, also known as the %D. This converter is used for formatting integer data types, such as a byte, a short, a int, or a long. For example, suppose we wanted to display 50 to our screen using the integer converter D. To do this, we type system.out.printf. Inside of the parentheses, we use the quotes, and we type %D. And we're going to move outside of the quotes and use a comma and type the number 50. And outside of those parentheses, we're going to make sure we have it closed with a semicolon. Let's run our program. And voila, it works. In contrast, suppose we weren't paying attention, or maybe we were just moving too fast, and we type system.out.printf. Inside the parentheses, we type quotes. Inside the quotes, we use the % and the letter D. And then we moved aside and we used a comma, and we typed the number 50.9, and then we closed the parentheses with a semicolon. What do you think would happen if we run this code? Well, let's run it and see. We get an error message. Let's suppose we were moving too fast again and we typed system.out.printf. Inside the parentheses, we type quotes. Inside of the quotes, we use the % and the letter F. And then we used the comma and typed the number 50, and we made sure it was closed with a semicolon. What do you think would happen then? Let's run our program. We get an error message because 50 is not a float number, meaning it does not have a decimal point. Now let's talk about the newline converter, N. As you've probably guessed, the newline converter does exactly what it says it does and moves the cursor to the next line. For example, suppose we wanted to display the number 50 and 5. We would type system.out.printf. Inside of the parentheses, we would type quotes, and then we would use the % inside of the quotes with the letter D. With a space, another %, the letter N. Another space, the %, the letter D. Outside of those quotes, we would use a comma, and we would type the number 50, comma, and number 5. And we will close those parentheses with a semicolon. Let's run our program. And voila, it works. Our output displays the number 50 on the top line by itself and the number 5 on the next line. Now let's suppose we wanted to set the width. To do this, we would use the width flag. We would type system.out.printf. Inside of the parentheses, we would use quotes. Inside of those quotes, we would type %, the number 6D. Outside of those quotes, we would use a comma, and then we would type the number 50. We would make sure our parentheses are closed with a semicolon. Let's run our program. And voila, it works. The spaces in front of the number 50 gives us a total width of 6. Now let's suppose we wanted to set the width for 50.5. To do this, we type system.out.printf. Inside of the parentheses, we type quotes. Inside of the quotes, we use the %, the number 8.2f. Outside of those quotes, we use a comma and type the number 50.5. And we make sure our parentheses are closed with a semicolon. Let's run our program. And voila, it works. Our output displays 3 spaces in front of the number 50.50, giving us a width total of 8, including the decimal point. Lastly, let's cover the thousand separator flag. Comma represents this flag, and it's used to display numbers with a thousandth place value. If what I said confused you a bit, let me fix that for you. I'm going to system.out.printf. Inside of the parentheses, I'm going to use quotes. Inside of the quotes, I'm going to use the %, comma, and I'm going to type the letter D. Outside of the quotes, I'm going to use a comma, and I'm going to type the value 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to move outside of those parentheses and use a semicolon. Let's run our program. And voila, it works. Our output is 34,567. Now I'm going to do one more example. So let's suppose we did a job and we wanted to display all the way down to the cents what we were paid. To do this, we type system.out.printf. Inside of the parentheses, we're going to use quotes, and we're going to use the %, comma, dot 2f, and outside of those quotes, we're going to use a comma, and we're going to type 12354.75698, and we're going to make sure our parentheses are closed with a semicolon. Let's run our program. And voila, it works. Our output is $12,354.76. Okay, Codies, we're going to end it here. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, hit the notification button so you won't miss out on the next video where we discuss how to accept user input. And also drop a comment and share the video. Thanks for watching.